Tell me all your thoughts on God, 'cause I'd really like to meet her and ask her why we're who we are. And tell me all your thoughts on God, 'cause I'm on my way to see her. So tell me, am I very far? Am I very far now? Am I very far now?
Hey everyone, I wanted to make kind of a quicker video this week because I've got a lot of stuff going on. I'm currently taking classes to start possibly selling insurance as a day job. So I'm busy with that, and I'm trying to revamp the shop a lot. If you follow my shop's Instagram, you probably saw that post, or if you're subscribed to the newsletter, there was a large explanation of what's been going on with the shop and what might be coming. So if you haven't subscribed to the Owl Post, as I like to call it, make sure that you go to cunningowlcreations.com and subscribe to that. You'll be the first to know if there's a sale coming. Also, you can follow us on Instagram and the Cunning Owl Creations Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. I try my best to keep those updated, but there's something very, very big happening. I can already tell you there's going to be a huge sale. I'm basically bringing in a lot of ingredients and tools to the shop. I'm working with a wholesale company now, so I'm trying to bring in some stuff that isn't as original, but will help anybody getting started on their path of witchcraft or paganism, spell work, etc. Also, I will be live with the Lady Grave Dancer and Crescent Moon on the 24th, Thursday the 24th. I'm not sure what time it was their time, but I think it was around 10 p.m. Eastern time. I'll definitely figure out that timing for sure and post it in my social media as well. If you follow me on Facebook, follow my Instagram, my Twitter, stuff like that, I will try and keep that all updated as well. Anyway, let's get on with this supposed quick video.
Let's get on with it.
One of the most requested subjects or topics that I get is Appalachian magic, or as I like to call it, granny magic. I grew up in southern Ohio, so it wasn't as close to the Appalachians
You're saying it wrong.
as some of the southern states, but I call it granny magic because my granny taught me a lot of this stuff. If you want a really good source, I definitely recommend this book, Backwoods Witchcraft, Conjuring Folk Magic from Appalachia by Jake Richards. Jake is a really awesome author. I love how he set this book up. It's a lot of stories. You would learn from storytelling, basically. That's a huge part of the granny magic or Appalachian culture. Hear mostly stories. There weren't classes that could just teach you things. If you wanted to learn, you had to hang out with your granny or your papaw.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You keep digging!
Well, excuse me.
Peck me one day.
My granny was not a witch, at least I don't think she considered herself a witch. I never heard her verbally claim to be one, but I know she read tea leaves and coffee grinds, and she taught me basically everything I know about herbalism, especially wild herbs in Southern Ohio. She taught me a lot of magic without really telling me it was magic, and this is going to be part of it. Something that my granny always held very dear and thought was very important was this tool. Yes, that is a shoe. I know what you're thinking. Shoes? What? Really? But let's be honest. We use clothing in practice. I think a lot of different traditions use articles of clothing for different things. It's always best if you can get an article of clothing for a poppet, something of that person's, to like their energy. And shoes are a big deal.
Shoes. 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 Oh my god, shoes.
I'm gonna read a little cert from Jake Richards' book so we can kind of discuss this a little more. Old shoes hold the shape of the wearer's foot, and in this way they hold that person's essence. Old shoes were dusted with baby powder, salt, red pepper, and other things at hand for protection from conjure, illness, and accidents. Take a piece of brown paper bag and fold into it salt, red pepper, and dirt from a church, and place this in your left shoe to prevent yourself from being conjured or shot at. To be shot at is, I believe, he's referring to being jinxed or cursed. I could be wrong, but I think that's what he was referring to. Keep in mind, everybody's magic and granny magic is different because it's family specific. So I'm gonna do a quick little charm on my shoe as an example to show you some of the things or give you other examples of what you can do with shoes. So shoes are great because they not only take the shape of your actual foot or a person's actual foot, but the person literally puts their weight in the shoe every day if it's something they wear every day. So like Jake Richards said in his book, it literally takes on the essence of a person. I'm actually going to do a charm for myself with my own shoe, and this is to help me. But shoes can also be used in case you need to do other things. So a very common thing is if you want to keep somebody from moving on in their life, if you want to keep someone from moving forward. Now, I consider this a very easy and simple jinx or hex, if you will. But if you want somebody to keep somebody from moving forward in life, a common practice was to pin their foot or nail their foot, if you will. I believe is what they called it. But basically, you could find, mostly, shoes were used. You would take a shoe and you would put it on the floor and you would nail the shoe to the floor, and they would be pinned. And if the shoe was removed, they were freed. But another thing that a lot of people use are for the footprints of the person. If you know the person has stepped there, or if they have footprints in the sand or in the dirt, you can take an iron nail and you can pin them that way or nail them to the spot that way. You can also use footprints to jinx or hex someone with hatchets or what have you. But what we're going to do, like I said, is this is going to be an example of something pleasant. And it's going to be really simple, really quick. I'm just going to use this little pouch or bag that I've had for a while. It's made of cloth, very thin. And I'm going to use some of that excess salt, black salt that we used, because the main purpose of this is for protection. So I'm gonna get a spoonful, and we really don't want to use too much because we want it to be pretty comfy. So I'm just gonna do a spoonful of black salt. And the next thing I'm going to add is vetiver.
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
And this is for protection as well, also love and luck. So we're just gonna add that. Made a mess, but it's fine. Just, keeping all the positives. I don't think I'm gonna tie it because it will bunch. I think I'm gonna fold it instead. So that vetiver is falling out, that's fine. We're gonna fold it and then we're gonna place it in the shoe. Some people have loose soles. The sole isn't loose, so I think I'm just gonna have to leave it as is. You can also, if you wanted to, just put the herbs and stuff in there. Black salt has a lot of different herbs and stuff in it for protection as well. If you haven't already watched that video from last week, make sure you go back and check that out. And the reason why we put this in our left shoe, or at least I put it in my left shoe, is because that is my receiving hand. So I want to receive protection, receive the luck, the prosperity, all that. That's why it's in the left shoe. And then you just wear the left shoe, step on that, and you will attract all the goodies. If you find a penny and it's heads up, you pick that up and you put it in your left shoe to attract luck. My grandmother always used to say that shoes were very important, which is more scientifical than magical. She always used to say shoes are very important. If you don't have good shoes, the rest of your body is going to fail. It's not just gonna be painful feet, it's also gonna be a painful body. She used to blame incorrect shoe sizes for being the cause of not only back pains, but also headaches. She always made sure I had a good pair of shoes. Use that information with knowledge and reference, and have a great one.